Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. I'm Jurnee Taylor. Here are the top stories we're following for you now at noon. Tim Griffin announces a plan to rejuvenate downtown Little Rock. A restaurant, coffee shop, and offices all coming to one of Little Rock's historic buildings. Plus, with back to school around the corner, much of the state and country are dealing with a teacher shortage. A closer look at efforts to bring in more teachers. And parents concerned about vaping devices' deceptive designs. How to keep your kids safe from the school supplies disguise in 8 minutes. And first, we want to head over to the weather department with meteorologist Nathan Scott. Nathan, we started the day off with some rain, and I think it's clearing out for the central, the Little Rock, the central area.
Yeah, Little Rock and off to the north, things have started to change. Good afternoon to you, Jurnee. We started this morning with rain, but now we're trading in the umbrellas for the sunglasses because we have seen some peaks of sun throughout parts of the region. However, other parts of the state could see another round of showers and storms. Here's the radar loop. We're pretty much dry from the metro off to north, but I'm watching a cluster of storms making its way through southwestern parts of Arkansas. Got some lightning and thunder happening around Dierks, into Howard County, moving into Pike County, also into Hempstead, Nevada counties, and possibly even into Clark County through the course of the afternoon. After this moves through, we should be done with a chance of rain out there today. Temperatures, though, wide variety. We're seeing temperatures into the low to mid 70s where the clouds are in place. Meanwhile, we warm up to 80 here in Little Rock, 81 in Conway, and you see that clearing line off to the west. So the clouds will be moving out as the afternoon progresses along, and temperatures today will be below average, topping out pretty much into the low to mid 80s. Now tomorrow, a chance of shower and storms will be lower, especially in the morning, but we're watching out for the potential of strong to severe thunderstorms arriving later in the day. More details on that potential coming up.
New at noon, Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin just wrapped up a conference announcing a new partnership with Moses Tucker to rejuvenate the Bull building. They'll be bringing a new restaurant and coffee shop to the first floor of the historic building. The Attorney General's office will rent office space in the building for the next 5 years with an option to buy. Griffin is already excited to get to work on the new building.
Standpoint, I've been driving by that eyesore for a long time, and it's bugged me every time. It's going to be beautiful, and we're going to fix that clock. This ain't Back to the Future, and we're not letting it stay at the same time for decades. We're fixing that clock.
Well, it's been a busy day for the AG. Griffin also had until noon today to respond to a federal lawsuit challenging a ban on hemp products. 4 companies are suing the state of Arkansas over Act 629, which bans products like Delta 8 and others with THC. They say it oversteps federal boundaries. Defendants point to a need to keep THC out of the hands of kids. Now, we are working to see the latest updates from the court, and we will let you know as soon as they're available. Voters gathered today in Pine Bluff to vote on a millage increase. If voters are in favor, the increase would fund a new high school. Total costs for this project is about $65 million. The state will provide $12 million to help with the new school. Superintendent Jennifer Barberie says the state's partnership funding towards the new school will expire in 2024, prompting a quick turnaround on a vote. While many are in support of this project, others say it all feels rushed.
We're in opposition not to not build a new school. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing it's untimely in that we are under state control.
We have so many different things that our kids are not able to access because we don't have the resources available.
A few things to know about today's election day. Voting is restricted to residents within the Pine Bluff School District. Voting can be done at your polling place, and polls are open until 7:30 p.m. Now, the Election Commission also has to receive all absentee ballots by 7:30 p.m. as well. Students are heading back to school. For some, this new year will bring new changes to their weekly schedules. Many schools across the country are adapting to a 4-day school week. Almost 900 school districts are under this model, including dozens here in Arkansas. This schedule has been used by smaller rural districts. Now, larger districts are getting on board in efforts to recruit and retain teachers.
The number of teacher applications that we've received have gone up more than fourfold.
Right now, there's not good evidence on the academic impacts of the 4-day school week. The best way is to pay them better.
This new schedule will allow more than 14,000 students to have Mondays off. Now, while those districts are looking forward to a shorter school week, many are still trying to fill open positions for new teachers. Headlines about a teacher shortage started during the pandemic. Christian Benavidez has more on why this is still a problem today.
Job seekers were a welcome sight at this recent employment fair in Stockton, California. The school district is trying to attract new teachers with signing bonuses of up to $10,000 and six-figure salaries.
They're just unheard of as far as the amounts of money that we're offering.
The teacher shortage that peaked during the pandemic continues in many parts of the country, including Florida, where there are more than 5,000 unfilled positions.
The health of the teaching profession is at or near its lowest point in the past 50 years.
Melissa Arnold-Lyon co-authored a report on the state of the teaching profession and says money is a big reason why. A study last year found average teacher salaries have actually dropped almost 8% when adjusted for inflation.
According to the National Education Association, Florida ranks 48th in pay, with teachers making an average of $51,000 a year.
At the same time, teachers feel overworked and underappreciated.
Many more teachers are saying that if they could do it all again, they would not become teachers. Many more teachers are saying that the stress of the job is not worth it.
Not only are teachers leaving the profession, many young people don't want to join it. A nonprofit in Philadelphia is trying to change that with a program allowing college students like Shamar Long to become teaching fellows.
I love that I kind of get to have the opportunity to speak to students that may not have ever had a black male teacher in the classroom.
So far, 450 fellows have gone through the program, and 3 out of 4 have become educators. Christian Benavidez, CBS News, Fort Lauderdale.
Well, starting in October, student loan repayments are set to resume. This comes at the end of a pandemic-era relief program. However, not everyone is prepared to restart their payments. In a recent survey, at least 46% of its participants say they are not financially prepared to resume their loan payments, or repayments, that is, while others were unaware of the repayments starting back. The Biden administration will assist on their on-ramp relief plan. It will assist borrowers experiencing financial burdens with resuming their repayments.
The borrowers are going to get a year when, if they're late, they're not going to be reported to credit bureaus. They won't be considered in default. So that kind of gives a little bit of breathing room to a lot of borrowers.
Now, the administration plans to roll out a repayment plan based on income called Saving on a Valuable Education, or SAVE. Its goal is to help low and middle income borrowers. It is also a response to the Supreme Court's ruling that blocked the president's original forgiveness plan. Tougher penalties are in place here in Arkansas to discourage people from fleeing from police. If you break the speed limit while running away, you can now be charged with a Class D felony. That's punishable by up to 6 years in jail. Arkansas State Police Director Mike Hager says his goal is for no one to run. He says when that happens, it's a danger not only to the person fleeing, but to the other people around them in pursuing officers.
I hope people realize that it's just absolutely not worth it. A felony charge is something that no one wants on their record. And even if what they are doing may result in a felony, you don't want this second charge.
We've got more information on the change right now on our website. That is thv11.com. A federal appeals court has upheld Josh Duggar's conviction for downloading child sexual abuse images. His attorneys argued a judge should not have allowed some statements Duggar made during the investigation into his trial. Specifically, there were statements Duggar made to agents while they were searching his car dealership where they found the images. The appeals court ruled agents had made it clear Duggar wasn't in custody and that he was free to leave. Duggar is serving a 12.5-year prison sentence. Now, you may have seen this viral social media post of a new vape designed to look just like a highlighter. Experts say it's getting harder to tell what's real and what's an e-cigarette. CHV 11's Sarah Hobakowitz has a closer look at what parents should be looking out for.
It makes me angry. It makes me sad, and it scares me for the future of our young children.
Jessieville Superintendent Melissa Spears says they've had to take strict measures to keep vapes out of the classroom, confiscating these just last year.
We did not have metal detectors, but we had purchased a wand. So if a student comes in and he's pretty certain there's a vape, he can use the wand.
They've had students as young as 5th grade getting caught with an e-cigarette.
We've seen students getting much more creative with how they try to hide and disguise the vaping.
But vapes can also be deceiving themselves. Here's some examples the FDA sent out last year, pushing companies to stop the sales. E-cigarettes and toys for comparison. A new vape causing concern among parents resembles a highlighter.
But it's a real product. I've seen it in my vape groups and everyone's pretty mad about it.
Scout Stubbs runs Dripper's Vape Shop, supporting e-cigarettes as a smoking alternative for adults only.
This is not something we sell, but this is something that these shady companies are coming out with to help people conceal the fact that they're vaping.
Products like these worry Dr. Nikhil Meena at UAMS, treating patients with medical issues after vaping.
So if you start smoking when you're 12, 14, it's going to be harder for you to quit smoking or vaping at 30, 35 years of age.
While he says there are a variety of complications that can come from vaping, about 3% end up in the ICU with lung issues.
The rates are not super high, but it's when you're on the ICU bed, it matters.
Sarah Hobakowitz, THV 11 News.
Summer storms knock out power for hundreds of thousands on the East Coast. After the break, we'll check out the damage and impact on the area. Nathan?
Jurnee, I'm still watching a batch of showers and storms into southwest Arkansas, even though we're seeing some breaks in the cloud cover here in central Arkansas. Tomorrow, everybody has to be on the lookout for the potential of maybe some spicy storms. I'll have more on the latest severe storm outlook coming up.